Tonight in southern Indiana, a 75-year-old woman has been found dead inside a home, and Wave 3 was there as a person of interest was taken into custody. Good evening, I'm Scott Reynolds.
And I'm Janelle McDonald. Police were called to a home on Woodbourne Drive around 3 this afternoon. Wave 3's Katie Bauer is live in New Albany. And Katie, do we know the name of the victim in this case yet?
Janelle, we have just learned the name of the victim. The Floyd County coroner tells us she is 75-year-old Christine Whitis. Now, while it has not been determined if the woman was murdered, New Albany police are investigating this as a homicide. The person of interest in this case is a registered sex offender, and he is currently being held at the Floyd County Jail on an unrelated charge. It's the kind of scene neighbors around here are not used to.
That's very scary to come out and see that, and then to hear that something like that had happened in this neighborhood is very scary. Neighbors
tell us 54-year-old William Clyde Gibson lived inside the home where the woman was found dead. A couple hours later, police released Gibson's picture, stating that he was a person of interest in this death investigation. Wave 3 was there as Gibson was handcuffed and taken into custody as he appeared injured. This all happened in the Walmart parking lot on Grant Line Road, less than a mile from the crime scene. Police say he was arrested for operating a vehicle while intoxicated. Neighbors who knew Gibson say they're shocked.
He's always been really, really nice. This just blows me away.
She tells us the home belonged to Gibson's mother, who passed away not long ago. Police say relatives of the deceased owner were visiting when they discovered the 75-year-old woman dead inside.
At this point in time, they didn't tell us whether they knew the person or not. Honestly, given the circumstances and the location of the body, I don't know if they probably didn't spend enough time in the home to actually see if they knew.
Police have not released the victim's name or how she died. Patricia Williams still can't believe the news. She says Gibson wasn't married.
Because he didn't date anyone, not that I'm aware of. And I can't feature who that is in there.
With so many unanswered questions, neighbors can't help but feel on edge.
It was really scary because there's a lot of single ladies that live around here.
And again, we have just learned the name of the victim in this case. The Floyd County coroner tells us she is 75-year-old Christine Whitis. As for the person of interest, back in 1991 in Kentucky, Gibson was charged with sexual abuse, robbery, and assault. If you have any information in this case that could help police, you're asked to give them a call. Working for you live in New Albany, Katie Bauer, Wave 3 News.
Two separate victims, two separate crimes from two separate dates.
Days after 75-year-old Christine Whitis was found dead in a New Albany home, Floyd County prosecutor Keith Henderson files charges.
She was always there for anyone that needed her.
William Clyde Gibson faces 2 counts of murder, one for Whitis, the other for 45-year-old Karen Hodella, a mother of 4 and beautician whose family says followed her boyfriend from Florida to southern Indiana back in 2002. Weeks later, she was gone.
She had the most beautiful smile in the world.
Henderson says Gibson met Hodella through friends at a bar. When her family in Florida couldn't get a hold of her, they reported her missing. Several months later, her decomposing body was found in Clark County near the Ohio River. Even though years have passed, her family says they always knew her death wasn't an accident.
It gives us peace of mind and to finally know what we knew all along, that this had happened, that someone murdered my sister.
Clarksville police say the case turned cold after leads stopped coming in. But Hodella's sister says she can't help but believe another death could have been stopped.
If they would have done the police work and started from start to finish, that maybe they could have prevented another person from dying at his hands.
10 years later, Whitis was discovered dead in Gibson's home on Woodbourne Drive.
I have no idea what caused my mother to go over there that day. I would speculate that in some way she was going over there to help him.
Henderson says the 75-year-old was found strangled. Gibson was picked up by police later that day just down the road driving Whitis's minivan.
I think my family will take some solace in knowing that somehow my mother's death may have put some closure to some other family.
Wave 3 was first on the scene tonight as police took shovels and backhoes to a New Albany murder suspect's backyard.
Katie Bauer is live tonight on Woodbourne Drive near Grant Line Road. And Katie, is the search still going on tonight?
Yes, Janelle, the search is still going on, and it will be for quite some time. New Albany police tell us earlier this evening they have uncovered human remains in Clyde Gibson's backyard. Take a look. You can see where investigators continue their work tonight. Floyd County Prosecutor Keith Henderson says they have discovered at least one individual, and this is someone other than 75-year-old Christine Whitis or 46-year-old Karen Hodella.
The Gibson case seems to grow stranger every day. Wave 3's Katie Bauer has followed this investigation for us. She's live outside his New Albany home tonight. And Katie, you have some exclusive video in this case for us.
Yeah, New Albany police won't confirm or deny if they were searching near the Ohio River in Clark County today, but we have video that shows investigators there, and I talked to one man who says he made eye contact with William Clyde Gibson himself. Driving home from work on Monday, it was a sight Michael O'Brien wasn't expecting.
There were a couple cop cars, unmarked cars, and then also a prisoner that looked like they were talking to.
As he took a closer look, he says he realized that it wasn't just any prisoner. He says it was William Clyde Gibson, the New Albany man charged with killing Christine Whitis and Karen Hodella and linked to a third woman's murder.
When I drove by, he kind of looked up at me and kind of smiled as I was driving by, so it just seemed very odd.
Exclusively on Wave 3, we took you to Bloomington, Indiana, as the William Clyde Gibson investigation moved out of the southern part of the state.
Wave 3's Katie Bauer has been the first to bring you all of these developments, and she's live in New Albany with what investigators are after now. Katie?
Janelle, William Clyde Gibson's house has been cleared as a crime scene, and now efforts have shifted to track down new leads more than 100 miles away.
He told me that there had been the possibility of a body buried somewhere on our property.
For Ryan Stringer, that was quite a shock when a Monroe County detective showed up at his door to deliver that news. Stringer lives on a farm on Airport Road, and he signed a warrant allowing law enforcement to search his property in the future.
He said that the suspect that they caught had told them and described our barn and a small outbuilding we have in the field there.
That suspect is William Clyde Gibson, a suspected serial killer already linked to 3 dead women. On Thursday, sources tell Wave 3 Gibson was out of jail with investigators in Bloomington. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office says the area was being prepped for a possible future dig. They also say that a tip led New Albany police to this secluded area in search of a woman's remains.
Chilling new details tonight in the case against suspected serial killer William Clyde Gibson. Prosecutors have decided he will face the death penalty. Today, Gibson was charged with a 3rd murder. Wave 3's Katie Bauer is live in New Albany tonight. And Katie, you spoke to families of 2 of those victims. How are they doing with this news?
Yeah, Janelle, after the new disturbing information was released, the victims' families say they believe that the death penalty is the appropriate punishment in this case. The case against accused serial killer William Clyde Gibson started unraveling after his mother's longtime friend, 75-year-old Christine Whitis, was found dead in his home on April 19th. In court on Wednesday, the victim's son made sure to never drop eye contact with Gibson.
That's my role in this. I want him to know I've known him all my life, and I want him to know, I want him to see me and the pain that he's caused my family.
And not just one family, 2 others will be forever affected. Gibson is also charged with the murder of Karen Hodella, whose body was found near the Ohio River in 2002. It's been almost a month since 35-year-old Stephanie Kirk was discovered buried in Gibson's backyard. Prosecutors formally charged him with Kirk's murder and announced they will seek the death penalty for the murders of Whitis and Kirk. Their families now forever linked. Floyd County Prosecutor Keith Henderson says Gibson killed the 35-year-old on March 25th after he sexually assaulted her.
Give me closure because now I know, yeah, he's responsible, but no, it's not. It won't be closure even if he's executed because I still don't have my daughter back.
He's also accused of sexually assaulting Whitis, but Henderson says it even goes beyond that.
The allegation that the state has made is that he has dismembered the body by cutting the breast off of the victim.
Those gruesome details are one reason Henderson believes he deserves the ultimate punishment. And if nothing else, Whitis believes his mother's decision to go to Gibson's that day wasn't for nothing.
She was the right person at the right place at the right time, whatever. But I look at her and her role in this is almost heroic, and I take a lot of comfort in that.
All three cases will be tried separately, starting with Gibson's first murder charge, Christine Whitis. A date has been set for late August. Now, prosecutor Keith Henderson says he believes this investigation is close to wrapping up. He says all leads into other search sites have turned up nothing, but he will not rule anything out. Working for you live in New Albany, Katie Bauer, Wave 3 News.